Hi, everybody. Welcome to this quick 15-minute mentoring session from FindAMentor. I'm Mike Garski, the founder, and I'm going to share the two most important things that I learned in life that they don't teach us in school. They're the human interaction process and the master key to riches. So when I was in my 20s, my wife asked me to take this communications and leadership workshop with her. She was told to take it by the Family Life Education Council, where she was a social worker and a workshop facilitator. Now, my most important takeaway from that training was what I call the human interaction process, or HIP for short. And when I heard about it and how to use it, my first thought was, why don't they teach me this in school? And since I've been teaching it, I've had students say exactly the same thing. Why didn't they teach me this in school? Why is this so important to know, this HIP? Because the human interaction process affects every part of our life. We're social beings, period. That's why. Here's how I learned it. It was in that communications workshop. The facilitator had us read a book called Alive and Aware by Sherrod Miller and 3 other authors, all psychologists. And we had to learn a tool that they call the awareness wheel. Now, this wheel is an awareness guide and tool for self-awareness, but it's also a guide for awareness of others. And it's key to communicating through any difficult conversation. It's all about authentic self-awareness and authentic awareness of others. And I was taught to obtain true self-awareness, I had to ask myself 5 questions in a wheel-type format. Number 1, what did I just witness? What did I hear? What did I see? 2, what am I thinking? How do I perceive this situation? 3, what am I feeling? What emotions does this situation trigger in me? Where are they? 4, what do I want and what don't I want? What's my intention in all of this? And 5, how am I going to choose to respond, to react, or act? Now, we were taught first to get fully aware of the exact situation that triggered the conflict, and then to go around that awareness wheel in our minds first before speaking. What did I see and hear? How do I feel? What do I think about this? And what do I want? What don't I want? How am I going to respond? Then we were taught to share all of this with the other person, and at the same time, almost immediately, find out quickly about their senses, thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Know their HIP. And we did exercises back and forth. It really worked. I found that this awareness technique for self and others works in almost any situation to reduce conflict and resolve it, and it can be used to prevent it. Now, to me, because every person goes through this process every time we communicate, I call this 5-step awareness wheel the human interaction process. What's your HIP right now? What are you hearing and seeing in this moment? You're seeing me on your screen talking, right? Yes. I see a camera. What do you feel? Are you feeling curious? Are you not sure about all this stuff? I'm feeling a desire to share important information that I want you to learn so you can be and do better in life when you're communicating. I don't want you to turn off this video. I don't want you to be bored. What do you want right now? Do you want to learn more? What don't you want? You probably don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to either. Okay, so I just went through both our hips. We're both hipping all the time. So it's good to be aware. And it's absolutely needed when situations are tough or sensitive or crucial. So a few months after learning this process and other tools and techniques on word choice and what words to use and not to use, I found myself in a situation where I had to do a really tough talk with my boss. I was frustrated at work. I was an industrial salesperson at the time. Co-workers were dropping the ball on deals. Customers' expectations weren't being met to my standards or their standards, the customer standards. Our sales manager had been promoted to GM, and we hadn't had a sales manager for over 3 months. Things were falling through the cracks. I wanted to quit. I started looking for another job. But before I accepted another job, I thought I owed it to my boss to at least have a talk. So I did what I was taught. I prepared. I wrote everything down. I got aware of my HIP, and I was determined to find out what his HIP was in this situation. Now, I was really scared to do it, challenging my boss, but I needed to change or I was going to have to leave. Now, I asked for a meeting, and he said, no problem. The next night we went for dinner. The conversation took about 2 hours, and by the end of it, I got a promotion to sales manager and a raise. Now, if I hadn't taken that course, that conversation likely would not have went as well, or I don't know if I would have even done it. So Warren Buffett says, if you want to be worth 50% more than you are right now, hone your communication skills. Do that. Take a difficult conversation communication course. Learn how to do those difficult conversations with confidence. We'll offer quick mentoring sessions on difficult conversations. Watch our video. There's a link at the bottom here. It's a quick, real quick mentoring session like this one. And you can also sign up for our more in-depth Contact 2020 online course, where we'll give you 120 tools, tips, techniques for navigating difficult, crucial conversations using your hip, using wide word choice, using best practice communication process. Take the time to learn Contact 2020. You won't regret it, I promise. And FAM members only pay $29.95. You get lifetime access and a 30-day money-back guarantee. What other thing can you spend $30 on that can get you a raise and a promotion? It's the cost of a large pizza. And which one is a better investment for you? A pizza or a communications course? Remember that we have to invest time and money into ourselves, into our skill set, if we want to be more valuable to our employers and we want to make more money. Do what Warren Buffett says, hone your communication skills. Okay, so the second thing I'm going to share with you that I never learned in school is all about thought and emotion regulation, control, direction, and how it affects every aspect of our life and what levels of success we achieve in those different aspects. Now, our success is immensely affected by how we control our hip. And when I learned the hip, my immediate thought was, wow, this fits so well with the Master Key to Riches. It's the Master Key to Riches that I learned when I was 16 that I attribute to my successes in life. And when I learned it, another time that I actually got a little bit angry that they didn't teach it to me in school. I thought it was so important to understand. It should be taught in school, and I still think it should be, as far as I'm concerned anyway. So I met a man named Ron that taught me about the Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill. Ron was my first real mentor to that point in my life, outside of my family and extended family. He was a really successful real estate agent, driving a big fancy car, and it actually had a phone in it, and cell phones weren't out yet, so it was really impressive. It was the 1970s. It was the old style push-to-talk phone, but only about one in every 10 or 20,000 people had one. And so I was impressed by the success. I wanted to learn more. So I asked questions, and he taught. He started by giving me the book, The Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill. What do you think that Master Key to Riches is? The way Hill wrote the book, I had to read almost the whole thing before he revealed it. And there are many other books that write about the same thing in different words. I read, again, back in the 70s and 80s, Claude Bristol's The Magic of Belief, Joseph Murphy's Your Infinite Power to Be Rich, Og Mandino's The Greatest Miracle in the World, one of my favorites. And by the way, you and I are the greatest miracle in the world. But I wanted to understand more about this Master Key to Riches, so I read other books, including a few more by Napoleon Hill. My favorite was actually Grow Rich with Peace of Mind. And that's been a focus of mine since I was 17, growing rich with peace of mind. And I'll share more about that in other videos. So what is the Master Key to Riches? Well, it fits really well with this hip concept and taking responsibility for yourself and your responses. Just like I said, when I learned that awareness wheel, I thought, wow, this makes a lot of sense. It fits into my philosophy and belief system. It's a great tool for helping us control our thought and emotional patterns to be positive. Why is that important? Because the Master Key to Riches, are you ready? It's simple. And unlike Hill, I'm not going to make you wait a whole book or listen to a 2-hour video. Here it is. Whatever the human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. It's simple. The Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill. Whatever you can think about, conceive, and then believe in, you can achieve. Pay the price, take it away. And the price is thought and emotional control combined with persistence, perseverance, tons of other positive thought, emotion, and of course, tons of action, positive action. It's also been put this way. What we think about, we bring about. All starts with thought. Think positive. The law of attraction will bring back what you put out. In the books, they talk about different ways to achieve this belief in yourself so that you can achieve any goal you set out to. And they advise doing things like autosuggestion, repeating positive phrases over and over till you believe it. And I used to post sticky notes all around the house and in the car. One was, live in the now, live in the now. Wanted to be present. Another one I used when I started the cell phone business from the trunk of my car was, I'm selling a phone a day. I actually made a tape that played over and over and over, and I would listen to it as I was driving to sales calls. And eventually we were selling a phone a day and eventually 10 phones a day. Other techniques that books suggest to help you build that belief in yourself and what you're doing: visualization, feeling like you have it now, writing your goals down, etc. It's all about disciplining thought and emotion and action, and it's very important to do. We have to control our thoughts to control our emotions and intentions and actions. And when we consistently see things in a positive, constructive way and generally feel positive, we can achieve anything, and we can attract good things and good people into our lives. Sometimes it costs a lot, takes a lot of work, takes a lot of effort. But when we do it and embrace this concept, I've witnessed it work so well in my life and others. So take advantage of Master Key to Riches to be successful in any endeavor. You have to control your hip in every situation. You have to create belief in yourself, belief in what you're doing, belief that you can achieve your goals. You've got to do that. You must control your responses and reactions to be productive and positive so you can build that belief. The more we do it, the more our belief builds. Yes or yes? Well, mentors help with building beliefs in yourself too. That's why I promote having many mentors. They help us adopt that right thought and emotional process for achievement in their area of expertise. So we can take on those thought and emotional processes that attract success. Mentors live these processes and emotions if they've achieved the things they're mentoring us on. And their emotions are contagious. So catch those emotions, catch those positive thoughts, incorporate them into your character. Okay, so let's recap the two things that I never learned in school that dramatically changed my life. Know your hip, seek to understand it in yourself and others. Our hip affects every part and every relationship we have. Take communications training to learn more about how to do that and what words to use and which ones to avoid when you're doing those difficult conversations. Not knowing your hip or the other person's hip will hinder the communication process and often make things worse if situations are tense or difficult or sensitive or crucial. Knowing the hip is key to avoiding and resolving conflict. 2, believe in yourself, believe in your goals. Do whatever it takes to get into that state of mind and state of being of belief in yourself and your goals. You want it entrenched in you. Know that your self-talk is as important as your talk to others. How we guide our hip, our thoughts, emotions, intentions, actions affect what we believe and attract into our life. It affects our health and success on every level. Control your self-talk to be positive. I had one friend saying to me, if we talk to others like we talk to ourselves when we've not done well at something at times, we wouldn't have any friends. People can be very hard on themselves in self-talk. Watch out for that. Don't do it. But do take responsibility for your thoughts, guiding those emotions, intentions, building that belief in yourself. Be responsible for every response you have, for disciplining the right thought and emotional habits for success for you. I can help, mentors can help, but it's up to you to ask for that support and then pay attention to the advice that you get. So take responsibility for thoughts, emotions, intentions, and actions, and take control of your success. And remember, each person's hip is as unique as our own DNA. There are 8 billion different hips happening right now on this planet. Don't expect others to respond like you do in any situation. Know their hip, ask about it. The most important communications tip I can give you is seek first to understand, then to be understood. It comes from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. So, watch the other videos as they come out. I'll continue to give you tips and tools that will propel your success and your ability to believe in yourself so that you can achieve anything. You'll also get communications tips and eventually learn to communicate through any difficult conversation with the confidence of being able to drive it to a win-win outcome. And sign up for our daily inspirational emails. It'll keep you motivated every day. Thanks for watching this. Go out, make it an awesome day. See you in the next video. Bye for now.